Stone chapter 144. Okay, so this chapter we start with some poker with Ryuzu and Senku. And don't get me wrong, I love the side stuff in Dr. Stone that we get right before we get to the main plot, but poker really isn't it. That and I really don't know how to play it, so. And as for the teams, we have Ryuzu and Jin versus Senku and Kohaku. And clearly I'm on Senku's side because Senku is my favorite MC, but Ryuzu's up there too, and their team is basically going to try to cheat. Jin being the master strategist that he is, you're really going to want him on your team. And if you haven't read the last chapter, Ryuzu, the ship's captain, wants to go the longer route and easier route it is to get to San Francisco, while the science captain Senku wants to take the faster route, but it's a lot tougher to get there. And that's the question I would like to ask y'all. Would y'all rather take the easy route or the fast route? Let me know in the comment section below. And you basically have a whole squad saying they want to make a team Senku, a team Ryuzu, with some people voted for Ryuzu and some people voted for Senku. And to be fair, you can't blame anybody for being on Ryuzu's side because he has Jin, and Ryuzu's pretty good at games himself. He is really smart, but as Taiju says, this is a battle of wits, and Senku never loses that. Also, you gotta love Bocchi's art because Tsukasa in the background making that face is really funny. I don't know if this could ever happen, but please don't get rid of the artist for this series. Okay, but then we proceed to the next panel, and it shows Jin shuffling the cards, trying his best not to act suspicious, but you can't escape Kohaku's eyesight. And while he was shuffling, Kohaku notices that he was able to steal an ace of hearts and put it on top of the deck. So he starts some new rules. Kohaku says that Jin can no longer hold the cards, which is fine because I don't know why they gave him the cards to begin with. Like honestly though, you know Senku isn't gonna cheat, you know Kohaku isn't gonna cheat, so like, why didn't you give them the cards to shuffle first? You know what I mean? Then to the next panel, Ryuzu raises. Like I said, I'm not good with poker, but he raises his deck, and Senku can't read him because Ryuzu is just crazy, like he's brave, so Senku can't read him at all. He can't tell if he's bluffing or not. Meanwhile, while they're distracted, Jin is still trying to cheat. The man was trying to sprinkle some sugar on top of the deck, but Kohaku caught him. And for those of you that doesn't know what he's doing with the sugar, basically, if you put it on top of the card, it'll slide differently. That way, he's able to make sure and know which card that's his. And can I just say, that's what I love about Dr. Stone. Almost every chapter or every episode, you always learn something new. But Senku shows that Kohaku is not the only one that can see stuff. So he notices Chin's sleeve, and he tells Kohaku to check it. It turns out he had a beetle in his sleeve, and if you don't know what beetles do, they can scent sugar. And Kohaku gets pissed at him, which is understandable because he keeps on cheating. But then he goes on to say, look, if you think I'm cheating, check every last card in the deck. And I can't believe they actually fell for this. Like, why would you believe Jin? And as they're checking it, right, Senku's like, wait, hold on a second. And while they were distracted, that was more than enough time for Jin to be able to go into the pile, get some new cards to help Ryuzu win. And he accuses them of this, but Jin says you have no proof, so you can't do anything about it. And I don't know how Senku did this, but he was able to guess or choose the right cards for this play he's about to do. And Senku says he's all in as well, and Jin is shook. He's like, how is this man doing this? And Kohaku says she's going to be replacing 3 cards in their hand, and she moves it way too fast that Jin can't even see what kind of card she chose. And eventually Senku and Kohaku wins the game, and Jin just wants to know how they did it. Turns out Senku was marking the cards in, I'm probably gonna butcher this, Urusol, and Urusol is see-through, so they were wondering how Senku was able to see it, but turns out he didn't see it. His face is really sensitive, so his face puckered up whenever he got close to it. So Senku actually risked his life to win this poker game, which is such a Senku thing to do, to be honest. So Senku wins this match, and now they can take the fast way to San Francisco. And that's the end of that chapter, and honestly for me, I cannot wait for the next chapter because I didn't really enjoy the whole casino thing, to be honest, the whole poker thing. It's not my type of thing. But hopefully since we're taking the dangerous route, we're able to see some cool stuff that happens, like maybe some new animals that evolve throughout time, who knows. Oh, by the way, small spoiler if you haven't read the Byakuya side story. There are aliens in space in Dr. Stone. So once they get to space, I can't wait for them to see that. Senku's gonna be amazed. But yeah, tell me how you guys felt about this chapter. Did you enjoy it? Did you like the poker stuff? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like on it and show your support. I really do appreciate it. Also, if you want to see more videos from me, press that subscribe button, and I really appreciate that as well. If you want to interact with me, my social medias are in the description below. And as further ado, I will see you guys later.